At the old haunted house. At the old haunted house, in a room with no sun, lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. Spell, cried the witch. Poof, cried the one, and they both practiced spells in a room with no sun. At the old haunted house, where a cold draft blew, lived a big mama monster and her wee monsters too. Stir, called the ma, we stir, cried the two, and they whirled and they stirred while the cold draft blew. By the old haunted house, in the dead hollow tree, lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens three. Scratch, cried the mother, growl, cried the three, and they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblins four. Dust, called the paw, wee dust, said the four, and they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. At the old haunted house where the scary things jai lived a ma werewolf and her wee wolves fi. Howl, cried the ma, aroo, wailed the five, and they yowled and they howled where the scary things jive. In the old haunted house, in a vault made of bricks, lived a paw vampire and his little vamp six. Show fangs, Papa cried. Hiss went the six, and they snarled and they shrieked in the vault made of bricks. At the old haunted house, teaching a lesson, was a hairy mom bat and her bitty bat seven. Dip, dive, cried the mom. Flip, flap went the seven, and they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lesson. By the old haunted house, near the graveyard gate, lived a spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties eight. Haunt, cried the dad. Boo, cried the eight, and they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. At the old haunted house, half covered with vines, lived a mummy and her wee mummies nine. Mix, called the mummy, wee mix, called the nine, and they stirred and they mixed in the house with the vines. At the old haunted house, in the dusty old den, lived a fat ma spider and her wee spiders 10. Spin, called the ma, weave, ho, said the 10, and they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. At the old haunted house, the front door creaked. Trick or treat, yelled the children, and the ghost shrieked, eek! Come in, called Mama Mummy. The monsters made stew, the mummies made cake, and the witches zapped brew. The creatures all grinned as they struck up the band, and the spiders all swung on a sticky web strands. The ghosties floated as the music played. Black cat scratched, and the werewolves bayed. The vampire band played music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween fright.